I'm Sarah, a 23-year-old woman who works as a cam model to support myself financially. I grew up in a low-income household and found it challenging to make ends meet after moving out of my family home. At first, I thought my job as a cam model was an easy way to earn money quickly, but as time went on, I began to feel increasingly uncomfortable and degraded by the work I was doing. It took a toll on my mental and emotional health, making it difficult to maintain healthy relationships. I felt trapped and unable to find a way out. I struggle with feelings of shame and embarrassment, making it hard to confide in others about my job. Unfortunately, my work also poses physical risks, such as the threat of harassment or violence from clients. Despite these challenges, I feel that I have no other choice but to continue with my job to make ends meet. It's a difficult situation, and one that I never expected to find myself in. One night, while I was working as a cam model, I received a message from a particularly rude and aggressive client. The message was filled with derogatory comments and threats, and it left me feeling violated and scared. I couldn't shake the feeling of being objectified and degraded, and it made me question whether this job was worth the toll it was taking on my mental and emotional well-being. The incident served as a wake-up call for me. I realized that I had been sacrificing my self-respect and dignity for the sake of money, and that it was time for a change. I felt ashamed that I had allowed myself to be treated so poorly, and knew that I needed to find a new path in life. The wake-up call also made me realize that I had been neglecting my own needs and desires for too long. I had always been interested in spirituality and self-improvement, but had never pursued these interests due to my job and financial struggles. Now I felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination to find a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The incident was a turning point for me, and it marked the beginning of my journey towards self-respect and self-actualization. I knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but I was ready to face the challenges head-on and create a better future for myself. After the wake-up call incident, I began searching for ways to improve my life and find a sense of purpose. It was during this time that I discovered Andrew Tate, a controversial figure known for his views on masculinity and success. I was initially drawn to Tate's confidence and charisma, but as I delved deeper into his message, I found myself resonating with his message of self-respect and dignity. When Tate announced his conversion to Islam, I was intrigued. I had always been interested in spirituality, but had never explored Islam as a potential path. I began reading about the religion and its teachings, and was struck by the emphasis on personal responsibility, community, and self-improvement. Tate's words and example encouraged me to seek out a better path in life. I began to see my job as a cam model as incompatible with my newfound values of modesty and self-respect. I started to prioritize my own needs and desires and took steps to distance myself from the toxic environment of my old job. Over time, I became more and more interested in Islam and eventually decided to convert. I found that the religion provided me with a sense of purpose and meaning that I had been missing in my life. I also found a supportive community of fellow Muslims who welcomed me with open arms. Tate's influence on me was profound and far-reaching. While I may not have agreed with all of his views, I was grateful to him for showing me a better path in life. Through his example, I was able to find the strength and courage to leave behind my old life and embrace a new, more fulfilling one. My conversion to Islam was a turning point in my life. I felt a newfound sense of purpose and meaning and was eager to immerse myself in my new faith. At first, I found the transition to be challenging. I had to learn how to pray, dress modestly, and navigate the social dynamics of a new community. But with time and practice, I grew more comfortable and confident in my faith. I found that Islam provided me with a set of values and principles that aligned with my own personal beliefs. I appreciated the emphasis on personal responsibility, self-improvement, and community service. I also found that Islam provided me with a sense of peace and serenity that I had never experienced before. My conversion to Islam also inspired me to make other positive changes in my life. I stopped drinking alcohol and began to focus on my health and well-being. I started volunteering at my local mosque and found a sense of purpose in helping others. The conversion was not without its challenges. I faced criticism and skepticism from people in my old life who didn't understand my new faith. I also had to confront my own insecurities and doubts as I navigated the unfamiliar terrain of Islam. But these challenges only made me stronger and more committed to my new path. Overall, my conversion to Islam was a transformative experience that changed the course of my life. I felt grateful to have found a faith that aligned with my values and was excited to see where my journey would take me. As I embraced my new faith and left behind my old life as a cam model, I underwent a profound transformation. I found that my new lifestyle, while challenging, was also deeply fulfilling and rewarding. One of the biggest changes I made was in my career. I left behind the world of cam modeling and began working in a more respectable job. Though the work was harder and paid less, I found that I was much happier and more fulfilled than I had ever been before. I no longer felt like a piece of cheap meat, and instead felt respected and valued for my contributions. My new faith also impacted my personal life. I began to prioritize my health and well-being and stopped drinking alcohol. I also started to dress more modestly, which helped me feel more confident and empowered. But perhaps the most significant change in my transformation was in my mindset. I no longer saw myself as a victim, but rather as a strong and capable woman who had the power to shape my own destiny. I found a sense of purpose and meaning in my new faith and was excited to see where my journey would take me. Overall, my transformation was a testament to the power of self-respect and faith. By embracing a new way of life and leaving behind my old world, I was able to find happiness, fulfillment, and a newfound sense of purpose. My new job was a significant part of my transformation. I left behind the world of cam modeling and began working in a more respectable job that aligned with my newfound values and principles. While the work was harder and paid less, I felt much happier and more fulfilled than I had ever been before. I felt respected and valued for my contributions, and no longer felt like I was sacrificing my self-respect for the sake of money. My new job allowed me to prioritize my own needs and desires and provided me with a sense of dignity and purpose that I had been missing in my old life. By taking this step towards a more respectable path, I was able to fully embrace my new identity and leave behind the negative influences of my past. My journey towards self-respect and self-actualization was a testament to the transformative power of faith and personal growth. By leaving behind my old life as a cam model and embracing Islam, I was able to find a new sense of purpose and meaning that I had been missing. Through my struggles and challenges, I was able to emerge stronger and more confident than ever before. I showed that it's never too late to make positive changes in one's life, and that with the right mindset and determination, anything is possible. My story serves as an inspiration to others who may be struggling to find their own path towards self-respect and fulfillment.